How does the brain give rise to the mind? How does the mind impact the brain? These are difficult questions. So difficult, in fact, that the common reaction is to focus on either the mind or the brain and act as if the other is irrelevant. The problem with this approach is that it creates a barrier to understanding that the brain and mind are a unified process. Neurology and psychology are simultaneously pushed apart by academic and professional politics and drawn together by their common psychobiological foundation. The entangled histories of neurology and psychology reflect the push and pull of these opposing forces. Freud started out as a rebel, a neurologist who maintained his curiosity about the mind. I suspect that he was frustrated with the neglect of the mind in medical school and longed to work with others who shared his interests. At the age of 29, Freud won a traveling fellowship to spend the fall and winter of 1885 at the Salpêtrière Hospital on the left bank of Paris. The choice of the Salpêtrière was based on the reputation of Professor Jean-Martin Charcot. In Charcot, Freud sought a teacher who was well-established, confident, and unafraid of the no-man's land between mind and brain. One can imagine Freud's excitement as he walked the streets of Paris on his way to meet the great man and a possible kindred spirit. Charcot specialized in patients suffering from what was then called hysteria. These patients had symptoms, such as seizures or paralysis, that mimicked neurological illnesses but were without apparent physical cause. A classic example is a condition called glove anesthesia, in which feeling is lost in one or both hands beginning at the wrist. In these patients, the hands appear to take on symbolic significance. Perhaps they have been used to commit some taboo act that triggered overwhelming guilt or fear. It was believed that a conflict within the mind was converted into a bodily symptom. The 1880s were a time when the ability of the subconscious mind to control behavior, as demonstrated through hypnosis, burst into popular awareness. Charcot used hypnosis during clinical demonstrations to illustrate his emerging theories about mind-body interactions. The months Freud spent at Salpêtrière with Charcot had a profound effect. He came to believe that hidden mental processes do indeed exert powerful effects on our conscious thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. He hypothesized that hysterical symptoms result not from malingering or feigning illness, but from the power of the unconscious mind encoded within the neural structures of the brain. From this perspective, hysteria reflected the capacity of traumatic experience to impact the brain and disrupt conscious experience. Dissociative splits between consciousness and other aspects of behavior led Freud to believe that the brain is capable of multiple levels of awareness.